No, I think it's because this fight card sucked. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know who's on this card. I don't care anymore. I used to try to pay attention to that and try to get everybody amped up, and it's interesting now, man. It's kind of nice to be a little selfish and to kind of like enjoy this for what it is. And I've earned my right to be here. I don't fucking know how many fights I have already. I've lost track. I have to Wikipedia that shit. But I'm here to do it.
Tony Ferguson is a professional mixed martial artist fighting out of Orange County, California. He is a former interim UFC Lightweight Champion and has been competing professionally since 2008. In addition to his background in wrestling, he also trains in boxing, jiu-jitsu, and Wing Chun. A fan favorite fighter, Tony has had the highest of peaks as well as some recent lows in his fighting career. Still, he is not doing too bad for himself, living quite a good lifestyle and enjoying that with those closest to him. In this video, we'll go through Tony Ferguson's career highlights, lifestyle, sponsorships, and more. Let us know what you like the most about Al Kukui in the comments below. Now let's get started. Number 1. Career highlights. We've seen Tony at the highest of highs, but also the lowest of lows. He is a fighter that has had quite a bit of adversity to get to where he is today. Starting out with the Ultimate Fighter. Ferguson had to apply to the show multiple times before getting accepted in 2010. He was then selected as a third pick under Team Lesnar. Tony Ferguson would continue growing as part of the show and under Lesnar became the season 13 champ after knocking out Najim and winning a UFC contract. Here, we would see Tony become the dominant fighter and go through the lightweight division on a 7-year win streak and ending with the interim belt. He would beat out a rising Edson Barbosa, negating Barbosa's stand-up game with a takedown and submission attempt. The Darce choke is one of Ferguson's favorite moves on the ground, and he submitted 3 fighters with the same choke. In addition to being able to submit fighters from anywhere, he's also someone who will duke it out for a full 5 rounds with you. Ferguson has incredible cardio, and this was evident in his fight with Rafael dos Anjos in 2016. It was the Ultimate Fighter Latin America finale, and Ferguson went the distance with his previous champion, winning by unanimous decision. Finally, in 2017, Tony got his chance at the interim UFC Lightweight title against another wrestler in Kevin Lee. Here we saw Ferguson's willingness to trade inside the octagon, taking a punch just to land one. He successfully dropped Kevin a couple of times during the fight. The real action came when Kevin went in for a takedown. Tony was able to reverse the position and get his legs high enough for a triangle choke, finishing Kevin and successfully winning the interim belt. During the height of his career, Tony and Khabib were supposed to fight over 5 times. Each time the fight was canceled for different reasons. Fans considered this the cursed fight that the MMA community wanted but could never get. If you were to bet on the prime versions of Tony versus Khabib, who would win in your mind? Although we see Khabib continuing his success into retirement and Tony losing a step, many MMA fans would call this fight a coin flip. Tony then went on to defeat 2 more famous fighters in Donald Cerrone and Anthony Pettis before suffering some heavy losses to Justin Gaethje and Charles Oliveira. This 12-win streak is the second longest of any lightweight fighter and currently the longest for any active fighter. Altogether, it seems like Ferguson is on the downtrend, but we've seen fighters come back from worse losing streaks before. Do you think Ferguson has what it takes to come back? Number 2. Lifestyle and net worth. Ferguson has been known to live a modest lifestyle with some spending here and there. The biggest thing that isn't always in the news is his wife and kid. Tony is married to Christina Servin, and together they have a son named Armand. This couple has been together since 2011, and Christina has been supporting Tony throughout his reign in the UFC. We've seen this before where top fighters also have the best team and supporting cast around them, contributing to their success. Tony in return has done his part in taking care of his family, coaches, and more, making sure they are all well taken care of. He's also throwing a lot of money into making himself better by getting the best nutritionists and food, but also creating his own facility. Ferguson has invested an unknown sum of money into a training facility in Southern California. It's also been reported that he's been building it by hand himself, and as we've seen before, Tony has a unique way of getting ready, so it makes sense he might need a different setup than other fighters. It's estimated that Tony is worth around $2 million. He's now also headlining events, and being the main attraction means a higher purse for yourself. In his fight against Kevin Lee, Tony took home $530,000 and the interim belt. 3 fights later, he would make the same amount, losing to Justin Gaethje and suffering a setback. Although the loss would hurt, a guaranteed purse of almost $500,000 is amazing and what many up-and-coming fighters would dream of. As it stands, Tony has a solid lifestyle and one that will continue to evolve with sponsorships and if he can go on another run at the title. Number 3. Sponsorships. Tony Ferguson is sponsored by many different companies, but he has had to take matters into his own hands. He was first contracted with Paradigm Sports, the same company now suing Manny Pacquiao, and he didn't get many results. Switching to Belenji Group, his new team immediately started working with this famed fighter to get him big deals with names such as RDX Sports, Monster, and Reebok. He was also promoting himself with his Champ Shit Only logo and website. These include some incredible designs, including this 29 in Ferguson shirt. This goes way back to the feud between Khabib and Tony, and although the fight never materialized, many expected Tony to be the hardest challenge for Khabib. The unique and everlasting look of Tony with his sunglasses can be recognized just about anywhere. He's even partnered with a glassware company to build unique sunglasses that represent him. We'll include a link to that in the description below if you're interested in getting yourself some shades. Number 4. Last chance at UFC Gold. Once dominant and always in the top of the rankings of the lightweight division, Tony has fallen a step behind. He's lost to other great fighters such as the current lightweight champion Charles Oliveira, and a pair of top 5 ranked lightweights in Beneil Dariush and Justin Gaethje. These are all great fighters, which means Tony still has that fire in him to compete at the top of the division. Given that he's not quite 40 yet, he might still have a chance to go after UFC Gold. If he does, it might be his last chance for the title shot. MMA fans remember the incredible win streak and dominance by Tony and would love to see it back once again. Do you think he'll be able to challenge for the title and go for UFC Gold? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in to this lifestyle video about Tony Ferguson. Given his tenure in the UFC, does it really make sense that his net worth is only $2 million? And did you know about his wife and kids, as they don't really show up in his highlights as many would assume? Comment below what your favorite thing about El Cucuy is, and we'll pin the highest rated answer. Appreciate all the support, and we'll see you next time on Knockout TV.